Do you remember when we were in California?
Yes.
What was it? May the foreskin be
May
with
the
you?
foreskin be
Yep.
with you. And there was people that were just super wet for not taking off, what's it called? Circumcision.
Because what was the idea? You as a child didn't have a choice.
Sure. Yeah. It's like, oh, when people get their kids' ears pierced.
Would you rather be circumcised or uncircumcised?
I only know what I know now. So I enjoy being
Yeah.
uncircumcised. I'm
All
sorry. I'm sorry. I enjoy being circumcised. That's cool for me. But if I was uncircumcised, I would be like, I would never like try to go get it. You ever hear about an adult going to get it?
apparently it's painful.
I would never even consider it.
I heard something and it was like you don't do it. Yeah, you don't do it as a child, and then you get an infection. And then you have to go and get it when you're an adult? Yeah, and apparently the pain is because I don't think they can do a whole lot of numbing, and it looks like they use, like, a cigar cutter, and they just, like
That sounds terrible.
agreed.
I would much rather have brisk iced tea. Wait, is it still called a brisk when you're like when
Drinking
you're
your
old? When you're old?
No, because you don't get money, and I don't think it's a party.
Aw.
Do you still lay on the kitchen table?
The
It's
kitchen
a
table and you just
40-year-old
go,
man.
Mazel tov.
I'll tell you what, though, I have never been to one.
Me neither. We're not Jewish, so
When Arlo was circumcised, they just took him to a room.
Yep.
They said, "BRB."
Yep.
And then they came back 5 minutes later, and he was just
They
fine.
ask you. They say, I think you have to like sign the paper.
Sure,
You
like,
check
you
the box.
you
Do you want
say
this DLC?
you can't have your child circumcised. They don't just take you have to say yes or
Yeah,
no.
it's a choice.
What is more fucked up than repairing your foreskin, though? Fucking cameras.
Cameras? Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Can we talk about how shitty fucking cameras are in general? Like, I have
How
a
about
whole
this? I would counter how shitty they are with how expensive they are because we don't have the money for nice cameras.
I have a new level of respect for videographers and just
Yep.
dude, there's so much that goes into it. We recorded a whole episode last week. And so we were doing a guest episode. We had 3 cameras going. We had 1 camera on Eric and I, and then we had the webcam recording us so the person we were interviewing, she could.
No, we each had one camera on each of
Yeah,
us.
so there were
right?
2
I had one on
cameras.
me, and then you had one on you. So then the one on me, the camera that was recording the 2 of us was right behind this. So all of me is this for the whole fucking show
And so, well, and
because my camera was blocking the double camera.
and so the camera we used, we had a Sony for me, which worked perfectly. It was fine. And then for you, I bought a GoPro because I heard, "Hey,
Just
this is the one."
catch me skateboarding.
And it was like a GoPro 7, so it wasn't even. I think GoPro's on 13 or 14 now, so you're way
It's
late.
like using an iPhone 7.
Yes. So after the video's done, I pull the GoPro and it says trying to repair video file. And I'm like, that's probably not.
And I just left. I was
And-
like,
and
sorry.
sorry.
Greg.
And so I ended up just using the video with the camera in your face. And it turned out fine, right?
Exactly.
We discovered most people, how are they consuming podcasts? In the car
In the
or
car.
cleaning with your earbuds in. I'm walking, running.
I would be curious to know if literally anybody tunes in to Spotify or YouTube and watches us for a fucking hour.
I can tell you based on like analytics, they don't. More people are watching, they're listening. However, even on YouTube, more people are just doing they have the audio only version.
Yeah.
It uploads. They're just listening to that over watching, which is cool. I like the video aspect because you get the sweet clips, man.
Oh, we got to have
You
this
gotta
for
have
that.
clips. Yeah. So we're back to using the tried and true
The
iPhones,
phones
baby.
look crispy.
They do. Yeah, I'm happy.
You know what else was crispy? I just took a trip to Chicago, Chi-Town. Dirty. It wasn't dirty. It was fucking cold. So the real feel, right? So the temperature was like 0 or just below 0.
Sure.
The real feel was -16. That's a different kind of cold. I couldn't be outside for more than 5 minutes with I was bundled up in my new winter jacket. And
Did you buy a jacket just for that?
I bought a jacket just very recently, a Columbia. I like it.
Columbias are dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bought that and I've been using it and it's been it's overkill in most instances, not enough in Chicago.
So, Chicago's big thing.
Chicago, I went for work. Aside from work at all.
Take work out of the equation, right?
Food.
Yeah.
Food was dope. I did a Michelin star restaurant, which is a once in a lifetime thing. Oh yeah, wait, look, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I fucking brought so this place was so fucking fancy schmancy. They brought it was called Ever, and I highly recommend if you have a lot of extra money burning a hole in your pocket.
So for anyone listening, Ever
Oh, and then
is
Silas drew me a stormtrooper.
okay. That's actually
This
really
was cute.
good.
He was
Yeah.
like, "Daddy, I drew you a picture." That's cute.
That's good.
Okay.
But Ever, the bear on
Oh
FX,
yeah.
they film what there?
Well, I don't
One
know.
of the restaurants is filmed there.
In Chicago.
Yeah,
Oh
because
shit.
that's where the show takes place.
You know what? I can't even read all the things, but the chef like signs it. It was like it was a whole mood in there. All the walls and ceilings and floors were like carpeted or textured. The kitchen was right on the other side of where we were sitting. What's a kitchen usually volume wise?
In terms of like people or
Volume like sound, loud,
oh, loud
right? This kitchen silent. Only one person talking.
person running the expo or
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. He's like table 7, and he's not like being loud or nothing
yeah.
like that. So they took us back afterwards, and they were like, "Yeah, this is what it is." And the guy started explaining it
Wait,
to
they took you back to
us.
the kitchen?
Took us back through the kitchen.
Okay.
Listen, it was a whole ass experience. That was, like I said, too much money. I could never do that on my own, but
For everyone listening, how much was it to go to a Michelin star restaurant, which I don't know, I've never been.
this visit for 2 people, $1,200. That's dinner, two. That's each of you a 10-course meal and 1 flight of wine.
Now, you see a lot
I
of
said, I'll have water, please.
would be really good, the bread and, do
You
you
for that free bread?
do you so, are you full? Because sometimes you'll see, "Man, I'm so" like, the portions are tiny.
But to say, let's go to McDonald's.
Yup, yeah,
No, I was
you
full.
were full.
I was full. The whole thing took an hour and a half.
It's an experience.
It was very much an experience. It was like deconstructed fucking glaze around, and then tapioca pearls and caviar, and then
Doing
fucking
the spoon drag with the
oh,
sauce.
for sure.
Yep.
Everything was like a ploop or a plop
They
of
yep,
juice or
yep,
sauce or
yep.
whatever. But you know
Probably
what?
green, maybe orange, red, whatever.
Vibrant colors.
Yep.
Very fucking good. Highly recommend.
If you're looking at a plate though, so I was always taught everything on the plate should be edible. Like, you should be
It
able to
was.
eat everything. Yeah.
It sure was until the very last thing when they brought out dessert, the 3rd course of dessert. It was on this big tree branch. Like a literal
Like, they went out back?
he said, "And now for the final course, what you've been waiting for, a branch from outside."
Was he making a funny?
Yes, but it was like a big log, and then they fabricated it with like leaves, like fresh leaves, because the log was like, imagine like a petrified log.
So it wasn't actually like sitting outside. They
No,
went
no, right, because not food safe.
Yeah.
So when
Well, I
we
don't
went,
know. With bougie food, maybe
yeah, true. You
you
have
know,
to live that risk a little bit.
you get what's called a variance.
Sure.
Is what that's called.
But yeah, when we went back into the kitchen, there were like 5 of them. I really wanted to take a picture of the kitchen,
Yeah.
but I felt rude.
Were you allowed to?
I didn't ask if I could take a picture of the kitchen.
Do they all have on like the stereotypical like clean white
That
jackets?
place was immaculate. I would, and I wouldn't do this in my own house. I would eat off the floor in that kitchen.
Eat off the floor.
I would eat off the floor.
Wow.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
all
I
right.
absolutely would.
Wait,
Yep.
you don't eat off.
Okay. All right. All right. All
All
right.
right. If you drop something, what is acceptable floor food?
Peanut butter only.
Just, or
Oh
you
my
dro-
god, but peanut butter, and you just have to fucking palm it.
You
back
drop
up.
a cupcake and it gets real fuzzy. So something that doesn't get fuzzy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I dropped a carrot or something, I would. Anyway, more food in Chicago,
Yes.
but fucking cold.
Okay.
But fucking cold.
Yeah.
We did not go see the house of from Home Alone. We did not go see that, but we were wondering, and we started naming all the different movies that are like shot in Chicago. What's that? O'Hare Airport,
Is that where they
in
filmed
Home Alone 2, when Kevin gets
Mhm.
he gets lost in New York,
again?
you can see them running through the airport.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. Seeing it, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is Home Alone 2 for sure. You can see it's like the big like archway, like this, like a big tube.
But if you ran through that airport now,
Oh, they
You
would
would get
tackle you to the ground. No, people run in airports all the time.
they do.
Yeah, people running because you're clearly about to miss your flight if you're running.
Mhm. Yeah, I think
That's not weird. That's not weird.
because getting on the plane is like getting through security. There's a lot of
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you're running, you've been vetted through security.
Right.
Did you get a fucking backwards pizza? And
I did.
yeah,
Oh, yes. What was the place that I went to? No, not Formaggio. Um,
Ramunda.
Fromunda cheese had a lot of
From
Fromunda cheese. That cheese Fromunda, you nuts.
just some dude just fucking
He's got a cheese grater back there, and he's just going,
That'd be alright.
sure. I guess what? Oh, Giordano's. I went
Is
to
that a chain?
Giordano's. I think so.
Yeah, it's
It
like a
looked
chain out
chainy. It
there.
looked like fancy Pizza Hut's not really the right word, but
The
it
mean
was.
O's? The
But remember, like the way that the Pizza Huts used to look like, where they had like
which
maybe the stained glass
the
drops,
cups?
maybe more like that than like the newer Pasta Hut. But FYI, deep dish pizza is, and don't say that you warned me, because that's fine if that's what it is, but it is legit. Just it tasted like a stromboli. Or wait, what's the difference between a stromboli and a calzone?
I think one has sauce inside and one doesn't.
Okay, this one was the one without sauce inside, basically. There was dough on the bottom and then cheese and toppings, and then another piece of dough on top. And then on top of that was sauce.
So do you remember before you left and I said, "Hey, enjoy that sauce on top." You said, "No, it's just deep like a boat." Because in school, the deep dish pizzas, it looked like a boat.
Oh, that wasn't deep dish pizza. Those were just like is that
Oh, no,
French style?
bread. French
French
bread
bread
pizza.
pizza.
Yep. Since we
Yes,
both said it at the same
it
time,
has
it
to be
has to be
true
true.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and but compared to, like, real pizza,
No, not better.
no?
Has what's the guy from Barstool?
Oh, fucking
Ed
Portnoy?
Portnoy?
Yeah, what was the
Which that
undercarriage?
motherfucker just came from Delaware.
Just
He was just in Delaware.
Yeah, he was traveling
He did
to
Grotto, Argillas, and one other one that I don't know of.
someplace in Wilmington.
Yeah, I've never been to it,
Yeah.
but he would give this one fucking 3 or something. I don't know if he ever goes that low, but yeah, it's a different experience. It's not really the
What
same
was the
thing as
undercarriage?
pizza. Ooh, I don't know. I never saw it. It
Yeah.
fucking went straight from my plate to my mouth.
So
Hold it.
So did you have to use a fork and a fucking knife?
So for the first piece I had, and I ate way too fucking much, but by
Dude.
the end, it started to thicken up, and I could pick it up. No undercarriage, like no, there was no like serious. It was like pie. When's the last time you picked up a piece of apple pie like this? The next day, maybe.
Have you ever eaten a non-McDonald's pie with your hands?
No.
It's never been done.
Yeah.
But it could, yeah. The next day after
If
the
it
pie
was
set up, you
okay.
could
All right.
absolutely.
Ready. Hold on.
Yeah.
Make apple pie.
Okay.
Let it cool. Slice it into whatever your slices. Toss those slices individually into the freezer.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Flour, egg, breadcrumb, deep fry that bitch.
Deep
could
fried,
do it.
Deep fried pie.
Deep fried slices of pie.
Yeah.
Cream pie, even.
Deep fried. You know
A
what?
deep fried cream pie?
Who's gonna try your cream pie? Everybody's gonna.
That's an Always Sunny thing, too,
Yeah,
isn't it? Where
right.
Charlie's, oh, yeah, everybody wants to try my cream pie.
And they're like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" They're like, "Wait, what are you talking? What cream pies are you
He said,
talking
the
about?"
kids will love it.
Yeah. What?
Fun for the whole family.
Speaking of cream pies,
Okay.
you're not a fan.
I'm toaster strudel guy.
You're a fan of eating. No. So you're not a fan though of the act.
I try not to bust inside ever.
So Eric and I are both vasectomized.
Can't
Uh,
make babies.
Can't make babies, but you're not a fan. Now, let me ask you. This is a very common thing in like porn.
Mhm.
They're fucking, and at
Yep.
the end, come for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, as a male, that makes you and
Oh,
Like-
that's ladies. If you want a tip, tell him to come for you. Say, come for me.
a wise man once said, "Come for me. You never know who you're gonna meet." But when that is it said because I'm like, I'm ready for it? Okay, A, I'm done.
Probably.
I'm done. Or B, like I'm going to come as well, so I want to sync it up. Or C, okay, like you've done your part.
Yeah.
Let
You
me
probably
have it.
don't want to be doing this.
Yeah.
So I remember. So I'll answer that, but I remember when I was younger.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're not fucking for an hour,
There's something wrong. Unrealistic.
but also,
unrealistic. Unrealistic.
also, when I was younger, I could never go longer than 4 fucking minutes.
didn't they,
Some shit it still is great.
didn't they used to call you the Jackrabbit?
Gig.
uh with foreplay, 25 minutes
Sure. Yeah, yeah,
tops.
yeah. Got to intersperse that out there. But anymore, I don't want to go for an
Well,
hour.
and then too, like with like females, then you start talking about getting UTIs and
Yeah.
you
What
know,
what I think it is, I think that's probably if she says, "Come for me," or "Come
yep,
for me, daddy,"
yep,
which is what they would say to
yep,
us, is that they're probably done. Hopefully they finished and they want you now to have the same. There's no need to continue doing
agreed.
it for, her,
Like
right?
it's done
It eventually starts smelling like
because there's a smell.
sure.
There's
That's
a
a fucking
scent.
smell. That's a fucking
It's sweat. It's sweet stank.
smells like sex in the room. Yeah, that's it.
Because there's a whole song about that, Sex and Candy.
What is it?
About smelling sex and candy.
I don't know that one.
Oh. You know what though? Interesting
Okay.
tidbit, since we're talking about fucking raunchy songs.
Okay.
Summer of '69.
I don't know that one either.
So,
Or what I
you regardless, irregardless?
Mhm. Mm.
Anyway, so apparently the song wasn't written about the summer of '69. It was written about a summer when my man was doing a whole lot of '69 in. Yeah.
Hey.
I was like,
I've had
"Alright."
one of those.
So everyone was posting like, "This song is fucking ruined to me now." I was like, "Wait, this song's actually amazing now."
Oh, that's all. They really went back to their roots. Who is that?
Fucking Scrody Mick.
Scurdy McBoogerball.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What was it? The poop that took a pee? I
Yeah,
fucking
it's really all about economic or I don't
yeah,
know,
and
bar into
his
it.
first fucking book. Yeah, man, I'll tell you though, I when you were gone, not a lot happened here in Delaware.
Okay.
You know what? We've been working on the studio,
Yeah.
and I still haven't cleaned this motherfucker up.
We have behind me another piece of wall up.
That wall needs
This
to
one right
go up.
here.
Yep.
Oh, you got the heat blowing back there. I'm
Yeah.
fucking hot.
There's a vent back there blowing heat.
I got armpits. No, not yet.
It's been
I had to crack that window.
yeah,
Apologies if you hear vehicles driving by.
yeah, or and I think it's blowing the
Bothering you,
door
isn't it?
open. It is.
But we
Well,
can't move because we would knock over all of our
yeah.
things.
So there's a lot of cables. Anyone who has good cable management skills, let us
We just
know
need
because
longer cables, I
yeah, I
think.
think so because it's fucked up.
Guess what I did last night?
Yeah, what's up?
I went to Philly and
Okay.
I went to a comedy show for the first time.
Ever,
First time ever. I've seen comedians.
but never like a legit.
Saw my boy Phil Kors.
Yeah,
That's that's my
shout
boy.
out, Phil.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Love you. But that was at like a fire hall.
Sure.
And then maybe church one time, and he was really inappropriate jokes at church, which was
Okay.
also funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then another time we saw Sal Volcano
Okay.
in Wilmington.
Yeah.
He came to Wilmington. He was also very funny, and there were a
Yep.
few people on before him. But that was at the Grand Opera House, which is not a comedy club. This one was, where did I go? The Laugh Factory,
Right next to the Fillmore.
right next to the Fillmore, which was a really cool little area. And we're going there in 2 months. August Burns Red,
Trivium.
Trivium, and Bullet for My
Bullet, yep,
Valentine,
yep.
the Poison Descendancy tour.
Yeah. So there are a lot of albums in their entirety.
Yeah, so Trivium is playing the Ascendancy, Bullet is playing the Poison, and August Burns Red is, oh,
Yeah.
what do you
Hey,
guys-
August
what do
Burns
you-
Red, what are you guys playing when
yeah, I want to know.
I don't think they're doing a
They probably don't have enough time to play.
I think yeah, they're not doing an album
Was
in
the
its
first
entirety.
one Thrill Seeker? Play Thrill Seeker, please.
So goddamn good.
But anyway, I saw one of my favorite people that I follow on Instagram,
Yeah.
Shay Durana. He's the guy who at the end of his things always says, and follow me, you fucking idiots.
So
Love that guy. He's
how-
so fucking funny. I got a picture with him. I posted to the Instagram.
yeah, so you meet him and you
I
said it
can't
was
tell if he was taller than I thought or if it was just the hair.
the hair, but it was free.
The picture was free. Yeah.
yeah,
He went
The-
out.
The,
and
event obviously, yeah.
he
you
went
had to-
out and took pictures with everybody. And it's cool. I checked. He's almost has 1 million followers on Instagram. So he's like, my man is humble. He like knows who's making him famous.
So I know we were talking to someone about this, but do you believe in having to do the paid meet and greets? Like, or should you, as an artist, offer that, or should you do it for free?
Or, well, I think it's or don't do it at all. So
Don't do it at all.
if the difference is between doing it for money or not doing it at all, I think if you offer to do it for money and people give you money, okay.
Sure.
Oh, your argument is
But no, my thing is, okay, you pay say $100 per person to go. Then you have to pay another $100 to shake the person's hand. So I think it was, and we were talking about this. So Matty Healy from the 1975 said, if you're going to do that, fine, but take the money directly from the person. And I bet you wouldn't do it. He said, okay, that'll be $100. to everyone that walks by, you wouldn't have the balls to do it.
Yeah. "Hey,
Uh,
you want a picture with me?"
that'll be
$100.
$100 and
No,
then
you
it's
would
fine.
never ask somebody to do that.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
online through Ticketmaster, hey, tickets and then now sometimes you'll see actually, you'll see this a lot, the VIP where you get to watch an acoustic set and you get access to merch early.
I don't need early merch. I'm gonna fucking get it on the way out.
Like, they never sell out of shirts, and if you go, all you do is go during a song you don't like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
no one's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there.
You gotta piss at some point
Yeah,
during
just
the show.
hop over to the merch line, you still hear the music.
Dog, guess where I'm going this weekend?
Where?
Atlantic City.
Uh,
Okay, I got 2 fucking stops I need to make. I have 2 stops I'm
oh,
gonna
is that
make.
this weekend?
It's tomorrow, which at this time of this, I'll have gone when this episode
Yeah, yeah,
airs.
right.
We're going to see Nikki Glazer in
Yeah, yeah.
AC. What I don't know Nikki Glazer that well, so I was way more excited to see Shay
She's funny.
Durena.
She's
Sure.
funny,
Is,
yeah.
is she okay? Good. I'll report back. But I've got a reminder on my phone when I enter Atlantic City limits that it will remind me. I have a reminder set. Go to Tony Baloney's and get the swine fighter pizza.
So are you doing it?
I'm doing
Are
it.
you
We
doing
have
it?
full plans. It's going to be
Yeah,
a whole fucking crew of us.
yeah.
Also, hold on. Somebody that we had originally bought tickets for, they can't come
Okay,
anymore.
alright.
And
Thanks for the invite then.
did you want to see Nikki Glazer?
Yeah.
Sorry, we already sold the extra ticket. If you haven't sold a ticket on like StubHub before or recently, they hit you with a tax document
Oh, yeah.
because like you're, I don't know, are you generating revenue or
Yep,
something?
yep, and so they report it to the IRS, and if you don't submit it
Is that for people that are like buying en masse?
I think so, and I think
I hope that curbs people scooping up all the tickets like that.
but I think there's a dollar limit. I think you have to make over $600 to actually have to file. I don't know
So they
for
give
sure.
you the document for your records.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, you have to put in your social, I think, so that way they can or they won't let you sell. So I made the mistake on StubHub. I sell on StubHub a lot, and I sold
Selling drugs.
and apparently those don't sell well. StubHub is annoying, though, because you sell, then you gotta wait for the event to pass before you get your money.
Oh, geez.
So then they have to make sure that the person's ticket's clear because if not, then, like, you're on the
I
hooks.
see.
So I made the mistake. We had tickets to go see 30 Seconds to Mars and AFI.
Okay.
Sold them. They weren't selling for much, but I was like, let's recoup something. But then I had a parking pass and I listed it. And then when I went to transfer it, I realized that the parking passes they're non-transferable. Okay, so now I'm in a situation where I've transferred the tickets, but I've sold something that I can't meet my end of the deal.
Oh, no. So did
So
they hit you back for all of it?
so they charge you for the cost to buy another parking pass or whatever. Yeah. So it was like 35. So it wasn't that bad, but I've heard stories where I sold Taylor Swift tickets and it didn't go through and now I owe StubHub like 5 grand.
Yeah.
Like $35 was like, okay, whatever. Like now I've literally broke even I've made no money from this, but
Okay. I
like
guess
I've
that's
sold
fine.
we have Lincoln Park tickets. I'm gonna sell them because they have
Oh, when are they
worth
coming?
August.
I don't got the mimsy.
I'm gonna sell them just because My Chemical Romance is the night before. But Jen and I were talking too. If those tickets spike up to over like $1,000 each, we're not going.
Oh, I'm absolutely selling that. I would much rather make the money. I was thinking about even doing that for Nikki Glazer because I
Name
believe it sold out for my tickets. Selling one ticket by itself
Yeah, how much
is
is it?
difficult. We only made just back but the money that we spent originally.
People want pairs, at least two.
Who goes to a comedy show by themselves?
Weirdos.
Actually, there was a couple of those last night.
Would you go to a concert by yourself?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I would prefer to go to an all-day festival like Firefly when that was still in Delaware, or like
Rest in peace, by the way, Firefly.
I hope Firefly comes
You
back.
think it will? No.
I heard somebody talking about it.
Firefly was just Bonnaroo, though.
Back.
So like you would skip Bonnaroo but then they started doing the same bands over and
Yeah, you
over
need somebody
again.
new.
Think about it when
Not
it's
Paul McCartney.
but when it first started, they had McCartney, they had the Foo Fighters, they had these Arctic Monkeys, and then it was, oh, you get the Killers, and then the Killers again. Oh, guess who you're getting this year? The Killers again. And it's like, all right, like I think the last year they got My Chem that they did it, and it was like, okay, that's cool, but
My favorite part of Firefly was always the silent disco.
you love a good
The
silent
silent disco, for people those of you that don't know what a silent disco is, it was like this big area in the woods. It could be fucking anywhere. And they give everybody headphones with radio station. Like you could tune to station 1 or station 2, and there's dueling DJs. and you could tune to station 1, and it was like hip hop, get
Is
low,
the
and you'd see
DJ
half the
there?
people there were 2
They're
DJs.
in.
I guess that's not a necessary. This is the way that this
Yeah,
one was. There could be a silent disco where everybody's just listening
yeah.
to the same thing, and he was playing like hip hop, like Lil Jon, Get Low, and then the second one was playing like Foo Fighters, like Monkey Wrench or something like that, where everybody else could like or like fun poppy 90s songs. And it was a fun fucking time. Everybody's dancing, but you can't hear anything. It probably looked really funny to watch.
Okay. Get Low,
Yeah.
a famous line, actually a line made famous by the one and only OG Mudbone.
Get low, bitch.
And you know what? R.I.P.
He's dead now.
He died.
Okay.
And for those of you listening who you don't know who OG Mudbone is,
Give him a Google. Give him a Google.
he was this big dude that used to just he had this fake dick. And it was like comically massive. And his thing was the finishing cum shot. The money shot was like clearly like pina colada mix. And it was like coming out of a pump, but he would get low.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think he
And
just
he would
squeezed his fake balls or something?
and then it would just squeeze, and then the girls would start laughing because it was just like
Like a
it was
comical.
yeah. So
She'd
these
probably
women are
drown.
getting splashed with. I'm sorry, ladies. I shouldn't say girls. They were
Like a
man.
glazed donut.
Yeah. There was one where he's like, all right, throw the ball. And he smacks this wiffle ball and he's home run, bitch.
Oh, with his dick. He smacks the ball with his dick.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did research on him for about a week back in like 2009 to
Okay.
really, and there's not a, there wasn't a whole lot on this dude. So I just
Huh.
watched all of his videos that I could find. I
Wait.
studied.
I've been researching porn too.
Yeah. Are we experts in porn?
Maybe.
Right? I don't know. I've been watching the like the Pillow Talk podcast.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
at the end they fuck. We were just talking about
That's
this.
so crazy to
So,
me. I can't believe that's a real
looks
podcast.
like we're at the end.
All right, time to go skiing.
Catch us on the OnlyFans. It's a highly watched and viewed, streamed, whatever.
Everybody knows sex sells.
But you listen to the people that he has on, and like porn sounds like we knew this, but it sounds like a really fucked up industry.
Yeah, probably.
But then too, like it's fascinating, and I'll say fascinating. Like, all right, I had 100 dudes fuck me in 2 days. That's crazy.
I heard about that. That was very recent.
Well, she wanted what 1,000 in like 24 hours or something.
Yeah.
That's wild.
What was? Oh, porn. I was gonna draw an analogy. You got married, right? You got your wedding pictures
think so, yeah.
taken.
Yeah.
I think I was there.
Yeah.
You get your wedding pictures taken, and you know how they like pose you? They go, all right, and turn your chest,
Yep.
drop your hands, and turn your neck a little bit like this.
Yep.
And then up a little bit more out, and it feels so awkward, but that's what takes the best picture.
Yep.
Porn's like that, except shoving stuff up your butt.
Sure. A lot of stuff up your
Yeah.
butt.
So it's if you look and then try to recreate, try to next time you're fucking, try to recreate the same exact porn angles and acts. It's tough. Like you're fucking like laying on your side and then you do like this, but you can't get the good angle. Although I don't really want to see the dude's butt crack when
Well,
he's filming.
The worst.
But he's got to
shot-
lift up his leg.
The
Like this.
worst shot in porn is that underneath shot where it's just the balls.
Wait,
Slap it.
no, I like that one.
That's
Okay, listen. I that's one of my favorite ones, like the underneath, because one, I never see that angle. I'm not down there.
That's true.
I ain't down there looking at
That's
somebody.
true.
But two, that then leads to the worst possible scene, which is if the guy peeks down and he locks eyes with the camera from there. He's he looks down and sees right at it. That's the worst.
Can you watch porn when the dude is like louder than the
Eh.
female talent? I can't.
Not my favorite.
Like when they're like, yeah, you like that big fucking hard dick, but it's the dude.
Oh.
And it's like, yo, like
Yeah.
you gotta humble
Hey, dog.
yourself.
You're not the talent. No
Right.
one's
You're getting paid nothing.
almost no one's here to see you.
I'm here to watch Corey Chase.
Horny stepmom. Fucks. Yeah. No, that's definitely the case.
But also, I don't know. I feel like the porn industry as a whole is just fucking like one, you hear about how underpaid like the male individuals are paid unless you do the gay for pay scenes
Sure.
where you're making a fuck ton of money. But it's just wild.
Because who's paying for porn?
Exactly. Who? Most people, if they're paying for OnlyFans,
Which is the new
Which is the
porn
new-
industry.
'Cause when was the last time you went to what? To
Brazzers.com.
Brazzers.com or RedTube or Slutload or XHamster or XNXX.com and you put in and
Go on.
you paid a
No,
subscription?
no, no.
Never. And if I find a video that's locked and I only get 7 minutes of it, then I'll find the full thing
You can
online.
find it elsewhere. Yeah.
For
Which,
sure.
like, you do feel bad for the creators of it, but
Agreed.
I don't need it that badly that I'm gonna pay the money.
But then you have OnlyFans where OnlyFans is if you want I wanna see Eric's booty hole,
Right.
I'm paying you
Yeah,
the
right, right.
$30 a month
Because
because
there's more of an attachment to that person.
and unless you're famous, your pictures probably aren't leaked on some subreddit. Like, you could find I guarantee you could find the top person's OnlyFan pictures on a subreddit somewhere,
Yep.
but
Yep.
if your booty hole isn't top 1 I think they're called the 1 percenters,
Probably.
and they make a fuck ton of money, and you hear I'm making 4 or 5, $600,000 a month,
That's crazy.
I'll sell you pictures of my dick for 100
Yeah, but who would pay for that? Who would
pennies.
pay for pictures of
That's fine.
Hey, speaking of porn and OnlyFans, I need to tell everybody about our trip to the Waffle House. That doesn't really have anything to do with OnlyFans.
Okay, but before you do that, you were against going.
I was against going.
And look, the Waffle House is delicious.
This is a formal apology to the Waffle House. I'm sorry. It was delicious. But
Everything about that food was damn near perfect.
I love a good breakfast.
And my man back there slinging,
Yeah.
he was slanging.
He was hooking it up.
He was. Okay, but
So
anyway,
we
I'm
got
sorry.
what did we get? It's not called the Grand Slam because that's what they have at Denny's.
Yeah, don't it's called I think it's the All-Star. It's the
So the All Star, that's like
Yeah.
the one: eggs, meat, breakfast potato, or
Hash
hash browns,
Don't
and
be
then you can pick
disrespectful.
between. I know. Breakfast potatoes are the ones that are like cubed.
and they're
Hash
never
browns
cooked
are the
all the
ones
way,
that
so they're
I
always
know,
like
it's tough.
yeah, raw.
I tried to
Raw.
make hash browns not that long ago. Failed miserably.
So
Yeah,
hard.
it is hard. But anyway,
Yes.
so we both order that, and we're both going through. And you order yours, and then she goes through the order. Shout out to our girl at the Waffle House in Middletown. It was dope. She was funny.
She hooked it up.
She did hook it up.
She
it
was
a, it was a good
very
time.
friendly.
Yes. But she asked you the particular question, hey, what would you like on your hash browns? And you said you had the whole list of things that you were going to do. You know, fucking what'd you do? Onions, jalapenos, cheese. You had the whole thing. And I started looking at the menu. And by the time it got to me, I said, when she said, what do you want on your hash browns? I said, no, just plain. And then she was looking down at her pad, writing all this stuff down. And when I said plain, she said, what? Try that again.
The look that she gave you,
I felt like I fucked up, and I looked up from my menu because she just stopped asking me questions, and I said, "Oh, was that wrong?"
the look that she gave you was it was like the stereotypical like death stare when someone tells you to do something, you say, "Yeah, in a minute," and they like,
So
yeah,
I knew I had fucked up, and then I asked for them. What is it? If you get them smothered, that's onions on them.
smothered, capped, topped, peppered,
Capped is with
jizzed.
jizz.
Just that's the final. The
All right, I need one order of hash browns, capped and jizz.
pap smeared and covered in jizz.
All right, Chuck's gonna take it out back. And
So the dude back there though was actually we set up at the bar and he was engaging with us too. Like
Mhm.
he was very I don't know, like he he was just talking to us too.
You
I
know
bet
what? I'm thinking I have been to the Waffle House a long time ago.
It sounds like where someone would like twerk.
That's it. That's what happened.
Yes.
And we got one of the women work. This was probably a decade ago.
Yeah.
We got the woman working there. She got on her hands, put her feet on the window of the Waffle House. She's doing like a handstand
Yeah.
against the wall and twerked her ass while she was working.
It's wild to me.
So Waffle House at night is a different thing.
I think too. Do you ever see that video where it's you go to the Waffle House and you send back a spoon for being dirty? They're going to bring you out a dirtier one. It's one of those things where you know what you're getting when you go in, but also the Waffle House isn't by any means cheap, and I hate that. Oh, it was still just as expensive as going if we went to any other breakfast joint like Bob
Mhm.
Evans, but the food was so good because you may or may not get sick, right? Like,
I like living on a little bit of risk like that.
but it was so good, and so we ended up we were talking about, like, the podcast, and I don't know how that came up, but then shout out, she started following us, so
That's what
thank
we
you,
need.
yeah,
That's
if
what
you're
we need. Real
if you're
ally.
listening, yeah, we appreciate that, but also, I think for me, the Waffle House is something that I think of when it's late after a concert, you're buzzed, that's the spot. I don't
Yeah.
know how you go to so many concerts and that wasn't your spot.
I don't have a Waffle House near me. Anywhere near me. Anywhere.
That's very true.
Think about it. In Newcastle County, this Waffle House,
There's
this one,
2 in Newcastle County.
this one. Where's the other one?
It's in Bear, over by Governor Square.
Cap. Is there one?
Yeah, dog.
Okay. All right.
So, but there are
I'll have
only
to look
like
it up.
2 in Newcastle County.
What's Denny's is the
Denny's and
Oh,
and
okay. That's where I used to go. I would go to
Denny's?
Denny. Well, because we had one right there next to the Christiana skating rink.
and they're closed now, right?
That one is, yeah, it's
Smiley.
whatever. Yeah, it's something else now.
But okay, Denny's is garbage compared to the Waffle House. What's the best?
I would argue and say they're the same thing.
What's the best like drunk food? Would you say McDonald's is like as good as it gets?
Pizza.
What about Naz's?
Naz's is good.
Shout
Naz's
out
is good.
Naz's, man.
But
like,
not drunk food.
No, I
Not
don't know
drunk
if I
food.
want that because if I'm gonna throw up, I don't want to throw up
it'd be a little
Naz's.
spicy.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt coming out in both ways.
So I suppose it has to be, you want it to be starchy to soak up the alcohol. You want it to be a little fatty.
That's why I think of just like the 2 cheeseburger meal from McDonald's,
That's probably
large fry and a Coke.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Like-
that formula works out.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for me, if I'm gonna eat and I'm drunk, McDonald's is gonna be it, and I'm probably still gonna throw it up, but that doesn't burn coming out. Do you throw up when you drink? Is that
Very rarely, but when I do, I'm such a violent.
like loud?
I'm gonna grab the toilet bowl and I'm sorry in advance.
Yeah.
Screaming, projectile vomiting. Are there people outside?
They're probably like, "What the fuck?" But there's nothing worse than not even like hangover related, but when you're sick with a stomach bug and you're throwing up, and then you're like, "Oh, I got it all," and then you throw up again, but there's just stomach bile, and you're like, "Oh god, I'm gonna fucking die."
Yeah,
This is-
that's a really bad
Yeah.
feeling.
And well, motherfuckers used to die from that.
Sure, dysentery.
Yeah.
And such.
What was it? Sorry,
you died of dysentery.
you've died of
Yeah,
dysentery.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One of the greatest games. I want to say of all time.
No, it was a pioneer. No pun intended.
Because could you
Actually, pun intended. That was funny.
Could you live anyone playing the game, right? And you're sitting there and you're playing on your fucking Windows or whatever in computer class.
What was like Windows 2 or something?
Could you
Maybe Windows. It was probably Windows 95 that played well with, and it was a little animated.
could you live through that game, or were you guaranteed to die?
That's a good question. Was
I
there an
always
end
fucking
game?
died.
Like a credits.
Do you remember
scene?
the hunting? The hunting was dope, and you would just shoot the buffalo.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the hunting in the game.
Hunting in the
Yes,
game,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
not
yes.
the game, the hunting.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
hunting
yeah.
in the game. And
Yes.
you would actually shoot the buffalo.
Yeah.
That was
good.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that really sets
Yeah.
you straight.
Yeah.
You want to get really good at the Oregon Trail? They have a cell phone version now, like on iOS.
I saw an ornament came out this year, and I didn't realize it, and I missed it. And it was like a little computer monitor, and you pressed it, and it said, "Sorry, you've died of dysentery."
That's pretty funny.
That's dope. I used to have that T-shirt.
Sure.
So I'm hoping next week when we do this,
Yeah.
the camera situation will be easier, which I think
Okay.
it will be.
Yes.
And also for anyone listening, we're looking for a light right up here.
like a
A
neon.
neon Daddies the podcast.
It doesn't have
sign.
to be neon. It probably should be LED.
Neon
right?
LED.
Yeah, not neon to like. When's the last time you've seen? Oh, okay, probably at any pizza place. The like open, closed.
Yep.
And it's actual neon tubes.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
with the neon particles
So they have
inside,
to be. It has to be LED that looks.
like neon. Like we just want that color
Yep,
palette
yep.
of.
And
the
also, I want it
Daddies.
to last for 10,000 hours and not 100. Right? Like they're expensive.
Yeah.
So anyone listening, please send us ideas or recommendations.
Yeah. If you know a nice light guy. Hey, one more thing I thought of. Jello shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This was something that I had last weekend.
Okay.
So somebody brought a cooler full of Jello shots.
Okay.
Then we finished all those, and somebody busted out pudding shots.
Pudding shots.
Pudding shots.
What alcohol goes into pudding? Vodka?
Like Bailey's,
Ew.
Kahlua,
How
maybe
fucking awful.
rum. Because it was like more like I'm like eating something. It did not go that well,
But
but like
all-
it was also really difficult to clean out of the cup.
Well, right. Like Jello, it's slippery, it's slidey, it's wiggly. Pudding isn't that great to begin with.
No, and somebody did pudding farts with it.
Oh, I loved. On that note, make sure to check out puddingfarts.com.
Not sponsored,
Not
but would love to be.
sponsored, but love what you're doing. Pudding farts and cake farts. All right. Well, you know what?
I think that's it. We're good. We're out. All right.
See ya.
See you, folks.